Hey everyone, welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. Today I'm going to give you a complete guide on how to grow blackberries, one of the easiest and most rewarding fruits for a homestead or a backyard garden. Check out this new growth coming in, guys. Man, that's exciting. I'll show you how my blackberry plants are doing right now, like this one, growing in to October. And I'll share all the tips that I believe here at DiamondTrail Ranch that you'll need on planting, training, and pruning, and even harvesting. We had a pretty decent harvest last year. Ooh, look at that new growth at the bottom. Man, that is exciting. Whether you're a beginner, you've been gardening for years, this video will give you everything I think you guys need to know. So, here's one of my blackberry canes. We have a couple more. Oh, I feel the rain coming in. That's great. We got a couple more that are all over. What do I have? 1, 2, 3 down there. 2 younger ones you can see. There's a passion fruit on the corner and sugar cane. So there's 1, 2, 3 down here. I got one across over there by my mulberries and pomegranates. And then we actually have a couple more on the fence line by that passion fruit. So this one I'm going to zoom in on today and talk to you guys about and show you beautiful new growth and what it looks like when they're thirsty. And this one even has little spots on it that need to be taken care of. So, and the lighter green, which is new growth. Okay, this one here obviously is still young. I'll back up for you so you can see it. This fall season is the perfect time for me to guide its growth. That's what I'm doing there, and get it ready for next year. Blackberries are perennial plants, meaning the roots live for many years, but the canes themselves are biennial. That means each cane grows the first year, fruits in the second year, and then dies back. Right now, this cane that you guys are looking at is in its vegetative stage, focusing on putting length and leaves. By next year, it should be producing berries. This guy right here we're looking at. So blackberries are an incredible homestead crop. You're probably thinking, okay, but why though? Well, they're packed with vitamin C, vitamin K, and antioxidants, you know, free radicals. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with getting rid of those bad guys. They're amazing for fresh eating, jams, syrups, even winemaking. Chickens and goats will also snack on fallen berries and leaves, so nothing goes to waste. Blackberry bushes make a great natural fence if you let them thicken up because of their thorns. I don't know if you guys can see here. That's why I actually have them on this fence line and the fence line over there and the fence line over there. And over time, we're actually going to be creating a fence line, a privacy fence, that is completely created out of edible vegetation. How cool is that? So anyway, to get started with these blackberries, right? They do prefer full sun. That's why mine are sitting in full sun. You can see that there's nothing in the way blocking them. At least 6 to 8 hours a day. Blackberries do like rich, well-draining soil, and you can see how dark ours is here. I add compost. I do about a 50-50 native soil compost mixture, and there is mulch down here to keep in water retention. I do need to do some trimming, and that's okay. It's okay for things to run a little wild and get a little natural. We add compost, like I said, mulch. When you put them in the ground especially, blackberries don't want wet feet, guys. So try to avoid soggy spots. If you can, try to not put them in a hole. Unfortunately, that second one there, I did. I'll be honest with you, the crown was a little too deep, so I picked it up a little bit, and you want the crown to be able to be seen. See how this crown is showing there? That crown needs to be basically exposed, not the root system, but the crown at the base. Otherwise, the feet. You see how there's so much more coming out of it there? So anyway, you want to plant them at least, I'd say 3 feet apart in rows. If you have the space, you could even dedicate an entire trellis system to them. I'm gonna let these guys hit the fence, to be honest with you, and just stay and grow along the fence. Chain link fence is double support. Any kind of trellis-y style fence, really, if you got it. Water is key, I would say, especially in the first year. Like I said, don't overdo it though. You want to give yours a deep soak about once a week, and more often in hot Florida summers. Don't do short, shallow waters every day, because that'll affect your roots, and they'll just kind of stay shallow and short the same way you're watering. Do deep and slow, maybe once a week, I would say. Maybe even twice a week if it's really hot. or 3 times a week. We had record-breaking heat this year in Florida. I mean, the feel-like temperature was 115 degrees with 95% humidity. So, I mean, they say 10A. Folks, 10A full sun means a lot different than zone 10B. I'm sorry, 7B full sun. So, it's just, water's a big deal, and it's kind of finicky and funny in Florida. So be consistent. As for fertilizer, like I said, we just stick with compost and organic matter here. I don't buy anything from the stores, the big box stores. I got a stem I need to actually, a branch I need to get off the ground. I don't like having, you don't want them on the ground. See how that one's on the ground there? Because they can make them prone to disease and their airflow, you know, it gets kind of trapped down there. You want good airflow up here. Sorry. You want a balanced fruit fertilizer if you have to from the stores. That's what you're looking for, or composted manure ideally. We also use our duck water. It's organic. Make sure you dilute it a little bit because that stuff can burn if it's too dense. So don't overdo the nitrogen though, which is part of the duck water, or you'll get huge leaves and fewer berries. I think it's fine right now the way this one sits, getting as much nitrogen as we can because it's doing well and it's trying to get bigger. So I want that new growth, that new green, right? If I got berries on this, it wouldn't be a whole lot for next year. So we wanted to get grow in their vegetative state. Oh, we got some nibblers I see on there. That's okay. Training your blackberry canes, that's what these are called, your canes, to go where you want them to go is a little secret to easy harvesting. This one's tied up to a stake that you can see right now, and as it grows, I'm going to help actually guide it along this fence here. You can also run a T, you could build a T-trellis if you wanted to with wires for the canes to run along. The canes is what you want to get off the ground, so I'm going to do that actually here in a minute. The idea keeps the canes upright and separated so the plant doesn't become a tangled mess. It makes harvesting easier. And I can't stress airflow enough on all these plants, honestly. So you're reducing disease, and at the end of the day, once you start getting disease, it's hard to get rid of it. So here's the most important part of blackberry care, in my opinion, is understanding the cane life cycle. The first year canes, they're called primo canes, only grow leaves and length, like you see here. In their second year, they're called floricanes, not hurricanes, floricanes. And that's when they flower and fruit. After that, those canes will die. So every year you're going to prune out the dead floricanes and after harvest and let the new primo canes take their place. So I'm going to let this bad boy get tall and big, much new growth as I can. Blackberries can live 10 to 15 years if you care for them properly. Blackberries are also pretty hardy, I will say. They're a lot hardier than blueberries in my opinion. Blueberries are high maintenance. But you might see problems like cane borers, aphids, or rust on them. I actually think I have a couple spots here I was trying to show you. As far as the rust. Birds are another issue. They like ripe berries, mulberries, you name it. Berries in general, blueberries. So you can net them or let your chickens patrol nearby, although your chickens might want some too, right? I've seen ours kind of pick at the leaves at the base of some of our other greens. We have free range chickens here. You can see those. We got a whole video. We got a whole playlist on our chickens. So check it out, guys. I cover those as well. Chickens, goats, you name it. Remember though, when you harvest blackberries, they don't ripen after picking. So only harvest when they're deep black and come off the plant easily. If you pick them early and they're not ripe yet, they're not going to ripen on the counter for you. So anyway, that's just pretty much it as far as blackberries. They're not quite set and forget, but it's pretty close. And this is how they're doing here, you know, in October. They're one of the easiest berries to grow. Man, we had raspberries. I'm going to have to get some more because they're unfortunately no longer with us. But that's the reality of homesteading. Not everything's going to grow the way you want it to, guys. If you enjoyed this video, let me know. Blackberries will provide you with rewards for years to come if you stay on top of them. Do me a favor, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my other fruit tree and berry guides. Thanks for watching. God bless and happy growing.